and welcome to another Pygame tutorial, and in this tutorial we are going to cover boundaries and enemy to our little game which we make in previous tutorials. So I'm going to show you. So till now we have a game which worked fine, but we have a problem that we do not have a player who could have enemy. Okay, so we don't have enemy yet. We had a player movement, we have a player which is have a rectangle, so it doesn't have a problem. Okay, so now here you could see we have a play, it could move around and there's no boundaries, and yet it has no enemy. Okay, setting enemy is easy if you see my tutorials, previous tutorial, you know that. So first of all, let's talk about boundaries. It's a basic thing. So boundaries, we could write, we have going to take globally one thing, which is a play x. Okay, because our x position is going to change. Okay, if player x is smaller than 0, means if the player x is going to be in touched by the left side of the screen, then we want our player x to be still tuned to player x equals to 0, so it's show like that it was stuck there. Okay, and if player x is greater than you could say width minus play width. So what did I here do is a simple logic that if player x is greater than the width minus player width, then what we want is we want a play to be set into a player x. Okay, we want our player x to be set to the width minus play width. Okay, this is how we could talk about boundaries. So this is the basic thing we could do with boundaries. Okay, here if you want to add certain effects, like if it goes to 0, then you could change the reverse the position, this will take to air and this will take to air, so it will look good. Okay, but in my game it doesn't make the sense, so I'm not going to do this. Okay, so if now I run the game, you will see that we are moving till now and we could not move. We are also not moving. It's a pretty perfect thing. Okay, now till now it's a basic thing and it doesn't look very good. Okay, but I think that it's good to be built in a game which is not so complete. Start making a game with basics. So uh, we are going to add all the things, all the other things after all. Okay, so here what I do is create an enemy function because I want all my work to be in a manner. So here for enemy I make a function. So here in enemy I have need of certain variables. I'm going to set to my setting.py file. Okay, so here first variables are enemy x, which is on the random dot randint, which is a function. Okay, in random dot randint we could write that between 0 to width minus enemy width. Okay, and enemy width is equals to play width. The reason why I'm writing this right here like this is a common basic reason, because I want my all works to be in good manner. If I change the play width, play height and anything like that, then my all things will be automatically switched off. Okay, now this is the basic thing. Now the main thing is enemy y is going to be out of the screen for in the initial position is going to be out of the screen. Okay, and now if I comes to my function, I can do there many things, like firstly call global enemy y, because I'm going to change the enemy y position. Now here I could do one thing, like I'm going to pygame dot draw dot rect. Okay, in pygame dot draw dot rect, first argument is surface as always, then I'm going to give it right color. After we add images, we my basic thing is I'm going to make it and bind it in a simpler way so that you can understand all the thing and take it very easy. Okay, so here enemy y, then enemy width comma enemy height. Okay, enemy height. So now triangle is created. Okay, but it's out of the screen. As you can see, it's minus 200. So here you could see that minus 200 means minus the enemy height. Okay, so it's proportional. Okay, now the other thing I want to do here is pretty good. Okay, so let's see that. I'm going to do is enemy y plus equals to 10. So it's speed. Generally you could change it if you want. Okay, I will take it in a variable in earlier video or in my future video so that I could make a different levels of the game. But it was a complex thing. For the first aim is to create a basic game, and after creating a basic game we will jump into the higher level. Okay, firstly you all need is to create a basic game, basic base of your game, and then start doing this whole thing. Okay, if enemy y is greater than the width, okay, width, sorry, height, okay, height, height plus, my sign is wrong. Okay, if it's greater to the height and enemy height, so mean it's out of the screen. Okay, purely out of the screen. Okay, if I set height only, then it will disappear, it will become invisible and it doesn't like good. Okay, so set my enemy y to its initial position of minus 200. So that makes sense, I think. Okay, now it will constant in loop. Okay, if I go to my this file and write python practice 2.py, and if I run this we could see it. Okay, so let's see it. So here you could see it, but it's not hearing. So it's my bad. What I do is I don't call it. If you make all the things in function, you have to call them all. Without calling them you could not make this right. Okay, now I could write here python practice 2.py, and now if you see, you could get it. Now you could see it. Okay, so it's constantly coming. Okay, now the main thing we are lagging behind is uh, play the play positioning. Okay, so we will set about that are in enemy x. So we will set our enemy x, the enemy x I think is in same position, and also the fps is not in control. So let's make this control. So here I create an fps and in clock. So fps is generally for controlling your game frame per second, and every game has a frame per second. If you don't know, it is very easy to take it. Here I write fps, so it's the speed of the frame per second. Okay. Now I could write python practice2.py. So here is the issue that after crossing the game the position will be changed, but not if we did so. Okay, so what can I do is I could copy this link, this line below here, and just paste it like here. So whenever the enemy crosses it, we have to change the position of y also, so that it looks like it's not coming from the same source. Okay, or same way. Okay, now let's go to my command prompt and right here and see what will happen. So now it will come from here and it will coming down here, but it's changed the position, so now it's good, it's pretty good. And this is how you could make your play down below and your enemy. Okay, it's randomly appearing on the screen. It has no intentions to coming down from this direction or this direction. You don't know what that. Okay, there are many things you can add up here. Okay guys, that if you want you can change the speed. Okay, but I'm going to take the speed into a variable of enemy speed, and I will take it to a complex way. When the player got score more than the thing like 100, then the enemy speed will be double. Okay, so for this tutorial it will be enough. In next tutorial we're going to talk about other complex thing, and till then you could do your experiments. You can choose many things here. Okay, you could change like this thing, which I say inverse thing, and here. So main thing I also want to share with you is guys, uh, firstly I will focus to make the game to be a basic, and after that we will jump into the menu, pause button, shift button, many other things, many complex things, shopping and settings, and many other things. Level, different level, different maps for the level. Okay, different road maps. Okay, so don't worry about that. We are going to cover all the interesting thing we have. Okay, so for this tutorial, it's enough. Goodbye. See you in the next video.